Alright, good morning ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Yeah, it's been like 12 minutes since I said anything. hmm Matter of fact, yesterday I wouldn't even say anything. But yeah, it's just a, it's just another day, right? I think this time we've got the F-Dust routine today. There's actually nothing to talk about though, because yeah, I mean, I kind of understood Ark yesterday as well. After trying to defeat the Spirit Guardian with cheats, it didn't even work. So yeah, that series is kind of over. I'm not gonna bother reinstalling it. So yeah, Arc era is done for now. We had a good time in Primal Fear, but that Spirit Guardian was a bit too much. Though technically, the only way to beat it is to like build a bunch of Behemoth gates, and you'll probably get it. Now that I think about it, technically we could probably defeat the Spirit Guardian if we just had a bunch of Behemoth gates, but it's too late now. Unless I really reinstall it just to beat it. No, there's nothing else to really say. We're done with Arc. Not gonna reinstall it. It is what it is. I wasn't even planning to actually complete it, and yesterday was pretty busy. So what did I do yesterday? The normal chest, alpha theory gym, did some pull-ups, food, editing. Then I had some delivery work and tutoring things, and then story video, and then had to help with more tutoring work, and then we did that ARC VOD, and then work, and then that's it. Very short day yesterday, so today is going to be a tad bit longer, I think. And apparently on the TV it's the Tour de France or something. I didn't get what I see on the TV. Am I watching the two people at the very front or the last two people at the back? You know, surprisingly, the Tour de France pack is like really together. Like you expect there to be a bit more gaps. They only split it at the end. Shut up. It's not even interesting. Seems like golden half an hour is actually pretty good today. It's actually under five people, but we'll see what happens. We're still in cardio, so yeah. Ah, on the TV, there's like three people at the very lead of the race, but they're like separated by like a whole kilometer. I don't even know. The last time I watched the Tour de France at the gym, the people at the very front keep selling at the end. They just leave run past me at the end. I don't know. Yeah, but with Primal Fear now finished, I believe that might be the end of our lore videos. That is, for now, to a degree. I mean, Solarpunk is still available. Power is still available. But yeah, Arc Primal Fear is done. We completed it our own way, not like everyone else on YouTube. Yeah, but seriously though, there's actually nothing to talk about. I actually noticed that during Primal Fear, we didn't even talk about it much in the gym. And I did say I was going to take a break from Overwatch. I tried out Valorant, got rid of it. I revisited League for like 3 games, got rid of it as well. Currently, the only things available are Overwatch and maybe Solarpunk again. We beat Minecraft. I mean, that was pretty easy. We never really beat Satisfactory, but that one just requires a lot more patience and farming. Yeah, I already explained the Satisfactory situation. It requires so much materials that you genuinely have to expand the whole entire map pretty much. I mean, I could revisit Satisfactory maybe, but it's just a very long puzzle to solve. If I were to do Satisfactory again, I think I would honestly work on the uranium situation, like a larger nuclear power plant. I'd probably expand the ocean a bit more and genuinely start using drones to transport minerals from across the map because drones are good with plutonium rods, if I remember correctly, etc., etc. Yeah, when it comes to hunting and fishing in real life, that's also a dud. Nothing's happening, and yeah, I'm gonna have to find something new or revisit old challenges or something. I'm sure we'll find something. I'm sure we'll find something. Apparently, there's another Ark mod though called Primal something something. There's Primal Fear, but there's like a harder version apparently somewhere. I'll see. Done, done, and done, as as they usually say. Oh yeah, I did bring like a spare shirt. Also, from pattern recognition, I always notice that sometimes if we actually do the hip thrust first instead of like leg press, we won't have to do a lot of editing and cut one of the regulars out. Because usually a local, whenever I do hip thrust, when I finish the leg press, the local comes, and then that's exactly when I start doing the hip thrust. So maybe I should just skip the hip thrust first thing first. Maybe I probably should actually, but yeah, gonna wait. Should I go dark or should I just? Uh, I'll see. Surprisingly, my back is decently dry-ish. It seems like every time we finish the stairs, the heaters are actually like decently on. Again, from pattern recognition, I noticed that whenever we do the do the leg press, the local comes in, and then by the time we finish leg press, the local's already occupied a cut of the area. So I always have to edit it out, but it's hard to edit out because usually he's already there before he's no usually the guy's already there, like he's already there, and when I leave he's still there, so it's hard to get an image replicate. But now that he's not here yet, I can copy and paste the image background replicate, and if he ever appears it'll be magically cut off. But it's not a big deal, you know. I'm used to it, he's used to it because no one talks to each other, and I frankly couldn't care like too much either. But we'll do the hip thrust first, and yeah, it's just, you know, it really is just nothing to talk about. Even the story videos are getting pretty mid. It's like I'm almost reverting back to my old self where I just don't talk at all at the gym. I try to talk, but it's just normal, right? I could only repeat my topics so many times. And it looks like my, observations and theory were correct. Well, now we shall do Nordic hamstrings and then I'll do the quads at the very end. Maybe leg extensions instead. Yeah, there's just nothing to really say there. And I didn't even say anything during that entire hip thrust place. It's just, And then again, I could wrap up our topic so easily as well. Look, it's pretty simple, right? Ecosystems, context, there's no light without dark. Everything's grey, it's never black and white. Lots of POVs, you know? And most importantly, everything's got a balance in its own ways, you know? There's always a balance. There's always a balance, right? So that's why it's just so simple to really say, right? It's just, balance, right? It is what it is. See how things go. Again, the only bias we have is human species, and that's literally the only bias I would have, right? Which is, speciesism. But I don't even need to explain myself on that because we literally already do that. Like, it's like, oh, he only talks about specialism. Just look at the world. We already do it. So I don't know why you're complaining. Like, if you just look at every single animal on the planet, We already do that on a just normal bias. So if Earth already knows what to, it's just like it's nothing to say. It's just, again, like I said, we're kind of just like the same as Earth. We're just waiting until something interesting happens, right? Just exactly like how Earth is doing, right? Earth's just going through the motions every day, making compounding progress until something interesting happens. And that's the exact same for us. We're just compounding everyday things until something interesting happens. You know? Just like Earth. We're just waiting for something interesting to happen. But while we wait, we just continue compounding. I actually did a efficiency on the hip thrust as well. I bet this thing's tilted. And technically it's almost diamond hour, kinda. I mean, it's just me and this one local and that's it. It's one of the quiet days today. Which is, it's nice, I guess. There's just nothing to say. This is why we do story videos. Because story videos I can, the topic to talk about, but I think today I won't do a story video. Just problem solving, I guess. And yeah, I mean, I guess I could admit that sound barrier is gone. Doesn't really matter, does it? I was gonna say I could admit that I'm also, since there's really nothing to talk about, I've also not experienced. Nah, I just use AI to look into other ecosystems briefly, but other ecosystems are equally as mid. Well, not mid, but there's no right or wrong or gray. Oh no, there's no right or wrong or anything, right? So I can't really say that the ecosystem's bad, but I could basically see the entire other ecosystem for like a few minutes or so, and just be like, yeah, that's not something we would look into, but at least we know it exists. That's cool. I understand the other ecosystem or other ecosystems, right? It's not even that bad. It's just differences, right? Like for example, they're gonna go work just to eat and live, right? But in their free time, they'll consume content instead of creating. And yeah, but you need a balance. You need creators and consumers, And it's like, yeah, it's not even bad. Consuming, you don't need to think. You just, watch and just be like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Creators also chill. It just depends on the type of creator you are. Yeah, everything's just normal. There's like, there's no right or wrong. There's no conflict. Well, yeah, it's just like, yeah, you do you do you, I do me. Yep, everyone's got their role. It's like, yeah, that's why I'm so hard to talk to. I don't know. Even if you agree with me, it's like, imagine if we agree on a topic. Yeah, I agree. Now what? I guess we just do league extension as the last thing. Kind of reverse the roles a bit because we did the hip thrust first. Sound barrier check 0 plus 0, whatever. That's not even gonna say anything anyways. It's the more premium one. You gotta roll up your socks. I brought a spare t-shirt, but we didn't even need to use it. And sometimes for leg extensions, you want to hold position. It burns the leg sometimes if you hold position, so it's not bad if you just hold the position. What is nearly done too. So again, it's like a bit of a reverse day. Sometimes you just gotta think about it. The germs. Sometimes, but don't think about it too much. But I have a suspicion that the handle was not clean. These grip handles were not clean. I have a suspicion that they were not. We're doing 50 kgs now, 3 5s, and yeah, we haven't really done the calves recently. I haven't really worked out the calves. It's been like months since I've done the calf machine. Mainly because Sussman's usually, not Sussman, but I call him that. I don't know. I really never been bothered. Steers are kind of already, more natural carbs, I guess. I don't know. Shut up. Now we're gonna hold position. Oh yeah, holding it's gonna be really good. Holding position just makes it burn. Matter of fact, when I was on the hip thrust, I was actually super like sweaty hot. It's like one of the few exercises that might have to lower the weight on this now. Lower it. So, end the topic today. Nothing to say. So I'll just call it nothing. But technically it wasn't nothing. But nothing. No topics to really delve into except just the usual. Again, most like crimes and stuff, the horror stories, they're all in the they're in the old days. I feel like in today's era, like 2020 something, crimes are more based on it is what it is. Because, you know, it is what it is. Same logic as driving every day. Some person can just ram into you and you're dead. You know? You could be driving normally, But, the car in the opposite lane coming towards you, it could just decide to turn straight into you, you know? What's stopping you from doing it? You walking down the street, walking to walking to school, or just walking in public. What's stopping a bus or car just turning into the sidewalk and you're dead? You know? The bus ain't even need to go fast. The bus ain't even need speed. The bus can just turn straight into you and you're dead. Or a car. What's stopping your heart from just stop, Your heart could just stop beating, it just stop beating, done. Maybe a meteorite just comes straight down from the space and just crashes into your house and you're dead. It is what it is. I guess your time was up, wasn't it? What's stopping your family members from just coming and stabbing you in the neck when you're sleeping? You know? Well, not, you know what I mean? It's just like, it is what it is. A black hole could just summon and just suck her, you know? Right, well, that's about it. See you guys next time, right? There's nothing else to say, but we're done. Appreciate it.